Chicago Sky versus Connecticut Sun. The Chicago Sky, 8:23, visit the Connecticut Sun, 5:26, on Wednesday in a battle between two worst teams in the WNBA. Chicago has been dreadful on the road with a 3-12 record away from home, and Connecticut is only 4-11 in their own building. The Sky did take the first meeting in Chicago on June 15th, 78-66, as a 2-point underdog. It's been a rough year for the Sky, who have dropped 10 of their last 11 games and have been outscored by double digits in 9 of those contests, highlighting their struggles on both ends of the floor. Offensively, the Sky rank 12th in the league in scoring, 75.8 points per game, and 10th in field goal percentage, 42%. Their reliance on the glass is one of the few bright spots, ranking 3rd in rebounds per game, 36.1, largely due to Angel Reese, who leads the WNBA with 12.6 boards per game and consistently provides second-chance opportunities that help keep them competitive despite their scoring struggles. The current absence of Reese is a major blow, removing the league's top rebounder from the lineup and leaving a noticeable gap in interior presence. With Ariel Atkins and Haley Van Lith both listed as game-time decisions, the team's depth and ability to compete physically on the boards take another significant hit, forcing the Sky to rely on less experienced players in key situations and potentially altering their offensive and defensive schemes. As poor as the offense has been, the Sky's defense has been equally concerning, giving up 86.4 points per game, 10th in the WNBA, and allowing opponents to shoot nearly 45% from the field, tied for 10th. Their inability to close out on shooters and protect the paint has made it difficult to keep games competitive. Opponents have routinely exploited mismatches on the perimeter, and second-chance points off offensive rebounds have further compounded Chicago's struggles, making it challenging for them to sustain momentum in tight contests. Chicago is on a 2-game losing streak after being blasted on national television 92-70 by Indiana, who was playing without Caitlin Clark, making the loss even more disappointing for a Sky team trying to stay in playoff contention. That defeat was another reminder of their ongoing struggles, as they have now failed to cover the spread in 9 of their last 10 games, and are just 3-12 straight up on the road this season, showing a consistent inability to perform in hostile environments. Their road woes stem largely from their inability to generate consistent offense, coupled with defensive lapses that allow opponents to build momentum early and maintain control. Meanwhile, the Sun are having the worst season in the WNBA, enduring a miserable stretch that has seen them lose 5 straight and 8 of their last 10 contests. Offensively, they've been stagnant, ranking last in points per game, 75.5, and 12th in field goal percentage, 40.4%, showing no rhythm or efficiency in half-court sets. This lack of offensive punch has been compounded by long scoring droughts and poor ball movement, leaving them vulnerable to even average defensive teams. They've also struggled from beyond the arc, connecting on just 30.4% of their three-point attempts, which is the lowest percentage in the league and a major factor in their offensive inconsistency. On the positive side, Connecticut has been dependable at the free throw line, ranking 3rd in the WNBA with an 80.8% success rate, a skill that often helps them stay competitive in close games. The team is led by veteran center Tina Charles, who averages 15.9 points and 5.8 rebounds per game, providing a steady presence in the paint and veteran leadership. However, her status remains questionable for Wednesday's contest, and her absence would force other players to shoulder more of the scoring load, which could further strain their already struggling offense. Defensively, the Sun have been equally vulnerable, allowing 87.6 points per game and letting opponents shoot nearly 47% from the field, both among the worst marks in the league. While they fail to excel in many statistical categories, they've been somewhat dependable against the spread, posting a 15-16 record, which at least offers a glimmer of optimism for bettors searching for value in this matchup. Their defense has struggled particularly against teams with strong perimeter shooting, often giving up open looks due to slow rotations and lapses in communication. Opponents with solid three-point efficiency have found success by spreading the floor and forcing Chicago's defenders into late closeouts, which in turn creates secondary scoring opportunities. While the Sky have occasionally been able to cover the spread, this has largely been a product of timely scoring runs rather than sustained two-way performance. When their offense does click, usually in spurts, they have enough firepower to make games competitive, but their inconsistency makes them a risky team to back in most betting scenarios. It's hard to trust either offense at the moment. Chicago's offensive issues have been glaring. They have scored fewer than 70 points in 4 of their last 5 games, which is a telling indicator of their inability to establish rhythm. Currently, they are the second lowest scoring team in the WNBA, averaging 75.8 points per game. The only team producing fewer points per game than Chicago this season is Connecticut, who average a league-worst 74.9 points per contest. The Sun also hold the unfortunate distinction of shooting a league-worst 30.4% from long range, which severely limits their ability to mount quick scoring runs or close gaps in late-game situations. Both teams' offensive struggles can be traced to similar causes: difficulty executing in half-court sets, a lack of fluid ball movement, and an over-reliance on isolation plays. Too often, possessions stall out with little off-ball movement, forcing a contested mid-range jumper or a late-clock three-point attempt. Against quality defenses, these habits are particularly costly, as both Chicago and Connecticut rank near the bottom of the league in assist-to-turnover ratio, highlighting their inability to create high-percentage looks on a consistent basis. Statistically, both squads have been bottom tier in nearly every major category on both ends of the floor this season. The Sky's defense ranks among the worst in opponent field goal percentage allowed, and their turnover issues compound the problem by giving opponents more possessions. The Sun, while not dramatically better overall, have at least shown signs of resilience in recent weeks, particularly when playing in front of their home crowd. Connecticut has been a respectable 5-5 against the spread over their last 10 games, with a notable 4-1 mark against the number in their last 5 at home. At Mohegan Sun Arena, their defense tightens up, holding opponents to a lower shooting percentage compared to their road splits, and their overall energy and execution noticeably improve. On the flip side, Chicago is trending in the opposite direction. The Sky have been in a complete free fall, going just 1-9, straight up and 1-9 against the spread in their last 10 games overall. During this stretch, they've struggled not only to generate consistent scoring, but also to dictate pace, often allowing opponents to control the tempo and force Chicago into an uphill battle. When they fall behind early, their lack of consistent shooting and limited half-court creativity makes comebacks unlikely. The injury situation only adds to Chicago's problems. Missing Angel Reese is a major blow, as she has been their most reliable interior presence on both ends of the court, leading the team in rebounding and providing a physical scoring option in the paint. Without her, Chicago's ability to battle on the boards and protect the rim diminishes significantly. Additionally, with potentially 3 guards sidelined due to injury concerns, the Sky's backcourt depth is compromised, forcing coach rotations that lack balance and continuity. This results in increased minutes for role players who may not be equipped to handle expanded offensive responsibilities or difficult defensive assignments. From a matchup perspective, this scenario heavily favors Connecticut. The Sun are more disciplined at home, and their coaching staff has shown the ability to exploit mismatches, especially against undermanned teams. Chicago's defensive rotations will be further stressed by the absence of Reese, creating more opportunities for the Sun to attack the paint and draw fouls. The lack of perimeter defenders due to guard injuries could also give Connecticut's shooters, even with their low season-long percentage, more open looks than usual. Given the trends, betting angles also point toward Connecticut. The Suns' 4-1 home ATS record over their last 5 is a clear contrast to Chicago's disastrous 1-9 ATS skid. With the Sky's injuries limiting their rotation flexibility, the odds of them containing Connecticut's balanced attack decrease further. The Sun may not be an elite scoring team, but they have enough size, experience, and home court advantage to capitalize on Chicago's weakened state. Add in the fact that Connecticut tends to play with more energy and focus in front of their home fans, and it's difficult to find a reason to back the Sky here. All things considered, Connecticut appears to be in the better position to control the flow of this game. Their defense should be able to contain Chicago's already struggling offense, and their ability to dictate tempo at home gives them a strong edge. Given Chicago's poor form, injury woes, and lack of scoring depth, siding with Connecticut at home feels like the most logical and profitable play. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Connecticut Sun minus 1.5. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. New York Liberty versus Las Vegas Aces. It's a big-time battle between two playoff contenders in the WNBA on Wednesday, August 13. The Liberty are in second place in the league, and this will be the second game of a back-to-back, with them facing Los Angeles on Tuesday night. The Liberty have not played well on the road this year either. The Aces are 18-14, and they are in 6th place in the league, and they are on a 4-game winning streak. As of Tuesday afternoon, New York is currently tied for second place in the WNBA. They are 6.5 games back of the Lynx. The Liberty have a key game against Los Angeles on Tuesday night, as this will mark a back-to-back game with the matchup versus the Aces on Wednesday. New York has struggled on the road as they are currently at 500. They have lost 5 of their last 7 road games before Tuesday's outing. The Liberty are led in scoring by Sabrina Ionescu with 19.6 points per game. Brianna Stewart is grabbing a team-high 6.5 rebounds, while Natasha Cloud is passing for 5.7 assists per game. New York is averaging 86.9 points per game, which ranks second best in the league. They are shooting 45.3% from the field, which ranks third best. The Liberty are also the third best three-point shooting team, making 35.2% from beyond the arc. On defense, the Liberty are allowing 80.8 points per game, which ranks 7th overall. They are allowing 42% from the field, which ranks third best. New York is the second best three-point defensive team, allowing 31.6% from beyond the arc. New York is 11-18-2 against the spread this season, struggling to consistently cover the number. They are just 2-11-1 ATS when playing on the road, highlighting their difficulty in meeting expectations away from home. The total is 15-16 overall when the Liberty have played this year, showing a near-even split, but the over is 10-5 in their road games, suggesting that matchups away from home tend to be higher scoring affairs compared to when they play at Barclays Center. The Liberty will be without Brianna Stewart, Niara Sabali, and Isabel Harrison in this game due to injuries, taking away 3 important contributors and weakening both their front court depth and overall rotation. Las Vegas enters at 18-14 overall this season, sitting in 6th place in the WNBA standings, 9 games back of the first-place Lynx, and just 2.5 games behind the Liberty for the number 2 seed. The Aces have been strong at home with a 10-5 record, using their crowd energy to fuel big performances, and they ride a 4-game winning streak into Wednesday's contest. Overall, they have won 9 of their last 12 games, showing improved cohesion and offensive balance. In their most recent outing, Las Vegas topped Connecticut 94-86 at home on Sunday, August 10, with Aja Wilson continuing her MVP-caliber campaign by averaging 22.2 points and 9.6 rebounds per game. Chelsea Gray has been equally vital, orchestrating the offense with 4.6 assists per game and steady veteran leadership that has helped the Aces surge late in the season. Las Vegas is averaging 82 points per game, which ranks 7th best. The Aces are the 9th-ranked shooting team, making 42.3% from the field. They are hitting 32.7% from beyond the three-point line, which ranks 4th worst, and their inconsistency from deep has often stalled offensive momentum in close matchups. When their perimeter shots aren't falling, the offense can become overly reliant on driving to the basket and mid-range attempts, making them more predictable and easier to defend for disciplined opponents. On defense, Las Vegas is allowing 82.9 points per game, which places them 9th. The Aces are allowing 44.3% from the field and 33.9% from deep, both ranking 9th. Defensively, showing that while their offense is elite, they remain vulnerable to efficient shooting teams that can stretch the floor and attack from multiple spots. Opponents that push the tempo and utilize ball movement have found success exploiting gaps in Las Vegas's rotations, making defensive consistency a key area for improvement if they hope to solidify their championship aspirations. Las Vegas enters this matchup with a 14-18 record against the spread ATS on the season, a mark that reflects the occasional volatility that comes with being one of the WNBA's more dynamic yet defensively inconsistent teams. When playing at home, the Aces are 6-9 against the spread, suggesting that while they are typically strong straight up at Michelob Ultra Arena, they haven't always rewarded bettors expecting them to cover larger numbers. As favorites this year, they have posted an even 12-12 ATS record, meaning that while they do win most games in that role, the margin doesn't always match expectations from the odds makers. From a totals perspective, the over-under is balanced at 16-16 on the season, highlighting how their pace and scoring efficiency can sometimes be offset by their defensive effort, or lack thereof, depending on the matchup. However, there is a notable tilt toward high-scoring affairs when the Aces play at home. The over has hit in 10 of their 15 home games, 10-5, a trend fueled by their commitment to pushing the pace, running in transition, and taking advantage of early offense opportunities before opposing defenses can get set. This is particularly effective against teams with weaker transition defense or limited depth, as the Aces can sustain an aggressive tempo for 4 quarters. While their own defense can sometimes allow opponents to stay in striking distance, the combination of their offensive efficiency and occasional defensive lapses tends to elevate the total scoring output. Las Vegas will be without Cheyenne Parker-Tyus for this game against the Liberty, which is a notable absence in the front court rotation. While Parker-Tyus is not a high-volume scorer, she provides valuable rebounding, interior defense, and secondary scoring, particularly in second-chance situations. Without her, the Aces may lean more heavily on their perimeter-oriented attack, which could lead to an even faster pace and more possessions per game, something that could once again favor the over. Liberty, meanwhile, have not been able to consistently produce at a high level on the road this season. While they are one of the league's more talented and balanced teams on paper, their road splits reveal a dip in both offensive efficiency and defensive stability. Away from the comfort of Barclays Center, New York has struggled to find their rhythm, particularly in the half court where ball movement stagnates under pressure and shot selection becomes more questionable. This has been especially evident against top-tier opponents, where execution in the final minutes often determines the outcome. They have dropped 5 of their last 7 road contests heading into Tuesday's game against the Sparks, with several of those defeats coming by double digits, an indication that when they lose away from home, they sometimes lose decisively. Adding to their challenge, this contest against Las Vegas comes on the second leg of a back-to-back. Historically, the Liberty's performance has dipped in such situations, which is not unusual given the physical demands and shorter recovery time. Shooting percentages tend to drop, defensive rotations become slower, and bench production, already a relative weakness compared to the league's elite, is often not enough to compensate for fatigue among the starters. Against a team like Las Vegas, who thrives in an up-tempo environment, those fatigue-related issues could be magnified. While the Aces' season-long metrics suggest a middle-of-the-pack team statistically, that framing ignores their recent surge. They have been trending sharply upward, winning 9 of their last 12 games and riding a 4-game winning streak into this matchup. During this stretch, their offense has been crisp, with improved ball movement creating higher-quality shots. Their assist totals are up, and their shooting percentages from both 2-point and 3-point range have climbed noticeably. Just as importantly, their defense, often criticized earlier in the year, has tightened, with better communication on switches and a more consistent effort in closing out on shooters. The Aces' recent play has also been marked by a renewed commitment to rebounding, an area that had been a weakness earlier in the year. By limiting opponents' second-chance opportunities and turning defensive rebounds into quick transition pushes, they have been able to control the pace of games more effectively. With key scorers like Ija Wilson anchoring the paint and Kelsey Plum stretching defenses from beyond the arc, Las Vegas has the offensive versatility to adapt to different game flows, whether that means exploiting mismatches inside or turning the game into a perimeter shootout. Momentum is another factor firmly on Las Vegas' side. Confidence is high after a stretch of quality wins, and they enter this game with both a mental and physical edge. The Liberty, despite their star power, have shown vulnerability in exactly the type of situation they face here. On the road, against an elite team, with fatigue from a back-to-back. Those subtle but compounding disadvantages, travel, short rest, and a hostile environment, can make the difference in a game that on paper looks competitive. From a betting perspective, the Aces' upward trend and the Liberty's recent road struggles suggest a favorable spot for Las Vegas, particularly if the line is reasonable. Given the Aces' pace, scoring balance, and the Liberty's defensive inconsistencies on the road, the over may also be worth consideration. In close matchups between top-tier teams, small edges often decide the outcome. And right now, Las Vegas has several of them in their favor. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Las Vegas Aces -2. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box.